Final Fantasy XVI reveals impressive gameplay and new mechanics at State of Play event. Final Fantasy XVI is the 16th main installment in the Final Fantasy series. The game is being developed by Creative Business Unit 3, the developers of Final Fantasy XIV, directed by Hiroshi Takai, and produced by Naoki Yoshida. It was announced on September 16, 2020 at the PlayStation 5 Showcase event as a PlayStation 5 exclusive. A PC version was also announced in the initial release of the trailer, but this has since been retracted. As of April 2022, the game is reportedly near the end of its development. Extended footage was seen on June 2, 2022. On October 10, 2022, another trailer was released for the game titled Final Fantasy XVI Ambition. On December 9, 2022, a subsequent trailer released for the game at the Game Awards 2022 titled Final Fantasy XVI Revenge. The game's battle system features real-time combat where the player solely controls Clive, and is billed as the series' first full-action game. Clive can be equipped with 3 different icons as a set, but only one at a time can be used, swapped at the press of the L2. Each equipped icon changes the abilities that Clive can access at once, with the ability to swap allowing the player to chain the different icon abilities in combat. Players use the face buttons to perform melee and ranged magical attacks, as well as use the equipped icon's unique ability and jump. Pressing these buttons in various sequences can change the resulting attacks. Additionally, holding the R2 button will convert the face buttons to unique abilities that can be customized and equipped from the menu, allowing up to 4 special, unique attacks per icon. Clive can be made to evade by pressing R1, and when timed right, can trigger a counter attack. The player can also use the directional pad to use consumable items to recover health or temporarily increase damage or defense. Clive is often accompanied by Torgal, who can also be ordered to perform certain actions to support Clive in combat with the directional pad. Enemies in the game feature a will gauge which, when depleted, can trigger a stagger, causing the enemy to take bonus damage while they recover. Clive can also come to be accompanied by AI-controlled party members that cannot be controlled by the player. These party members cannot be managed, given instructions, or equipped with gear. What party members accompany Clive at any given time is determined by what part of the story the player finds themselves in. These companions will travel with Clive through field zones, as well as participate in battle alongside him and trade banter with him. The game's overall plot is linear, but various side stories feature, which are designed to give insight into the lore and characters, although it does not feature any optional or hidden areas not part of the main plot. The game is divided into a number of areas. Multiple field areas feature, which contain explorable settlements and other features such as side quests, while replacing dungeons are stage areas, which feature more linear progression of combat scenarios and have unique designs. These stages can then be replayed in arcade mode and stage replay, the former of which scores performance and has restrictions on gear, level, and consumable items and gives rewards based on these, as well as featuring leaderboards to compare scores, while the latter allows the player to replay stages without such limitations. In addition to regular gameplay as Clive, during specific encounters players participate in battles between icons, where the player controls an icon against another. These encounters have their own particular gameplay styles and mechanics that vary from encounter to encounter. The game has incorporated real-time action and RPG features similar to Devil May Cry and has abandoned the turn-based combat system, making it the first game in the franchise to do so. The lead character, Clive Rosefield, First Shield of Rosaria, will have a hideout in the game. Final Fantasy XVI is set to release on June 22, exclusively on the PS5. During the presentation, Yoshida described Final Fantasy XVI's gameplay as a high-speed roller coaster ride. The game will feature Clive as the sole playable character in the fantastical world of Valisthea. Clive's story will unfold across 3 distinct periods of his life: his teenage years, his 20s, and his 30s. To better understand his journey to becoming a sworn warrior, the game will incorporate flashback events that take players back even further. Interestingly, navigation will primarily rely on a world map that updates with new locations and objective markers as the player progresses through the narrative. The main storyline is estimated to take around 35 hours to complete, with a total playtime of 70 to 80 hours for full completion. The presentation also showcased a fast travel mechanic and a montage of stunning locations ranging from dungeons, lakesides, sprawling bazaars, and war zones, all accompanied by Torgal, the trusty wolf companion who can be given commands. Combat in Final Fantasy XVI is flashy and happens in real time, with Clive using skills he learned by defeating icons, magical beasts. This gameplay footage reveals elemental attacks, such as creating a path of piercing icicles, infusing weapons with fire, and breathing out blue flames using a dragon icon's power, which resembles Elden Ring's grafted dragon. Players can collect ability points by defeating enemies, which can then be used to unlock equipped icon abilities or upgrade existing ones. The process is relatively straightforward.